Welcome to another episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill-Staxx, and today I got Kelsey Lynn.
What's
What's up?
up?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. So we've been working on this, trying to get you on for a while, but we finally got
Yep.
it. So I want to start off like some of the people out there know who you are. Um, want to tell the people who you are and what you do, and then get into your story?
So my name is Kelsey Lynn. I'm from Lansing, Michigan. I am a singer, songwriter, rapper. And I just really love music.
Yeah.
Where do you want me to start?
Start from the beginning.
First of all, I want to give a shout out to you and to
Thank you.
Bugsy for even connecting this whole thing. I appreciate the opportunity. Like I said, I was born in Lansing, Michigan. My parents split when I was very, very little. My mom went her own way. My dad went his own way. I ended up going with my mother. I started doing music when I was very, very young in beauty
Yeah.
pageants. That's like kind of the first time that I had ever like performed for a crowd of people. I kind of carried it on throughout school.
Was your mother putting you in pageants and stuff when you were young?
She did when I was, about 3 years old. I think she kind of had this like fantasy of like, you know what I mean? Like the girly girl, whatever,
Yeah.
pageant girl. But really, where my passion was lying was with music. That's really where I steered towards, or where I was steering towards.
What year were you born, if you don't mind me
92.
asking?
92. I'm 28 years old.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Why? Did you think I was older?
I don't know. No comment. Prison keeps you young.
I started, doing music and pageants and stuff like that, singing, whatever. But I started writing at a very young age as well. Obviously, it wasn't anything like what I can write right now.
Yeah.
But when I first started writing music, I was probably 6 or 7 years old. And really, like, writing and singing and just really being involved with music was my escape from everything that I had going on at home. Because to be honest, the picture wasn't exactly pretty. My mom got me remarried when I was about 4 years old. And I was abused by my stepdad. And my stepdad, he was a really bad alcoholic. He had, his issues then. Got his act together now. So, thank God. I was dealing with that. And like I said, music was just my way to really get away from all of that and just my whole reality that was going on. My father, he kind of like supported me more on the music side. He went and got me my first drum set when I was like 8 years old, bought me a piano, the whole get up. And, the rest was history. Like, this was really what I wanted to do with my life. So, while everything was going on, I just kind of stood with music the whole time growing up, through all the bullshit. And when I was 16 years old, well, I guess I should say I left home when I was 14, kind of ventured out on my own, got a job under
Like
the table.
ran away type thing, or
Yeah,
were they
I ran
okay? Yeah.
I ran away. I did.
Yeah.
I ran away. I didn't want to deal with it anymore. Things that were going on at home, I didn't want to deal with it. So I left. And, I was like staying with friends. And then I had ended up going back to my father's house. But, he had gotten in trouble with the law. So I couldn't stay there anymore, you know.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, all this shit's going on, like music's still a part of my life, and I'm still, going and writing and singing and doing everything I can to get better at what I wanted to do in life.
Were you getting anywhere with the music when you were around 14, 15?
Honestly, no. It was more so just like kind of trying to prepare myself to get to that point of opportunities, because in Lansing, Michigan, there's not a lot of opportunities here for anything in the entertainment industry. We have a couple live venues, you know what I mean? But like, there's not any like A&Rs or anything coming out looking for talent, like nothing like that, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of trying to prepare myself. But, you know, after my dad had gotten in trouble, once again, I was out on my own. I ended up, you know, getting pregnant at 16 years old. Obviously, that's a huge life-changing event. And, you know, now my focus was on taking care of my baby, getting my
Yeah.
GED and going to school, you know, and working all these minimum wage jobs. So, you know, music kind of started falling away at that point. And, you know, I took a break from it. And I cannot lie, like, I always felt like, you know, even though I had this newborn baby, he's my whole entire world, I
Hmm.
still felt like there was like something that was missing. It was my music.
Yeah.
So, you know, I eventually hopped back into that. But I'm gonna be totally honest, working those minimum wage jobs, it got old to me after a while because I was still broke. I wanted to do music. I wanted more time to do music. I wanted more time to spend with my son.
Yeah.
And I made a career change. And it ain't even a career, but I started dancing. And boy, did I learn a lot during that part of my life.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, and it was nothing that was like, you know, new to me, the shit that was going on around me, because I had grown up seeing it and thinking certain shit was okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
And you probably had friends that were doing the same thing, right?
well, yeah, I hadn't had friends that were already dancing, if that's what you mean. But
Yeah.
like, I had obviously gotten to know the girls that I was working with. And you know, not that I'm knocking the hustle at all, because it's like you got to get your money however way you need to, you know, to take care of yourself. But I just wanted so much more out of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
knew that there was a talent within me, and, you know, it's good money and everything, but money can't buy happiness. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I got to get out of this life because this ain't serving me a higher purpose. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's doing nothing to progress me. It's getting me money, but it's not getting me where I need to go. Like,
I think a lot of girls start dancing and stuff to get money, and then they
mhm.
get used to that fast money, and they just keep doing it because it's
Yep.
just like you're getting all this money, and you're like, why stop? For what?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know,
Yeah.
and but I had known some girls, you know, that I was working with that were a little bit older, and you know, they were doing really well for themselves, but it's like, this is not what I want to be doing. You know, this is not where I see myself in 10 years. So, you know, I mean, I kept with the dancing to, like, you know, obviously pay my bills, but then I had met my manager, and he, you know, he's from the same city that I'm from. You know, same goal, same vision, same everything. And we just really hit it off. Like, we kind of came to an agreement one night, you know, that, you know, okay, this is what you want to do and this is what I want to do, and we can make anything possible even in the circumstances that you're in.
Hmm.
So it's like, let's just go for it. And I think it was really at that point that I was like, this is gonna, like, this is really happening. This is my career. I'm not gonna say it and not do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
How long ago was that? When did that happen?
I was probably about 23. Yeah, I was 23. And that's like really when I started putting this into a career,
Yeah.
you know.
So what was like the big moment where you were like, damn, I'm finally starting to get somewhere where I'm comfortable with it, or like you finally made an accomplishment where you're like, damn, I'm starting to get somewhere with it.
You know, honestly, it wasn't until 2 years ago, really, that I felt that like sense of accomplishment. Cause, you know, in 2019, like, I had went on tour dates with Snow the Product.
Mhm.
I had did music festivals, like big music festivals. Like I really, and going through Sonic bids and stuff like that, like it was kind of it was just really nice to see that like people were paying attention to what I had to say and what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So in 2019, like I think that was when I felt like kind of my first sense of accomplishment as an artist.
Yeah.
I mean, you have all these small victories and wins are on the way, but like 2019 was when I was like, okay.
There's a lot of failures too. Make sure people out there know
Right.
that too.
Oh shit. Yeah. Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
can't even lie. I remember like on Instagram, like I was sitting at like 1,000 followers, just like begging people to come and check me out. And like, I swear I got it. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of things, that have happened on the way, a lot of life events that, kind of slowed my progress down. My father, he, after he gotten in trouble, like, he was doing dope. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
He
You
was doing
say anything you want on
okay.
here.
Okay. So he was doing dope.
Mhm.
And, you know, that's another reason why I had left his house, not just because, he got in trouble, but there's just everything that was going on. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
was just like, man, what the fuck? And so, I don't know. But my dad, like, he had ended up having a stroke in 2015. And this was right around the time that I was telling you that I was like, okay, I'm really going to put this shit into a career.
Yeah.
After my dad had his stroke, I'm my dad's only child that I know of. But
Yeah.
um, I volunteered to take care of him, because regardless of all the shit that my dad's did, like it's still my dad.
Yeah.
So I had to be there for him. And I can't lie, like that was tough because, having a kid, taking care of your kid, taking care of your dad, and then my mom is also an addict. So, I was kind of looking out for her too, even though she did me super bogue, like I was still
Yeah.
looking out for her.
Yeah.
Um, and that part, you were saying the falls and stuff like that was around the time that, I had just made this pact to myself, and then my dad has this stroke.
Yeah.
So it was just, I kind of felt defeated, I
Mhm.
guess, because I'm like, I swore to myself I was going to do this. And now I have all these circumstances. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like roadblocks in your way. I have them now.
Yeah, I
Left and
still
right.
have them. And,
Yeah.
that's life. It's like after a while, after so much shit happens over a course of time, it's kind of like that's life. That's
Yeah.
that's life. And it's not about getting to the finish line. Like if you wanted to be at the finish line, you wouldn't want to be at the finish line. I don't want
No.
to be there.
Because then it'll be over. Be done.
Right. Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's just like I just want to enjoy the ride on the way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, like music has did a lot for me though.
So when was your first album? Did you put out an album yet?
So I have not put out an album yet. My first album is coming out this summer. I know it's Memorial Day weekend,
Mhm.
and we had planned on, dropping it either this weekend or the next weekend, but as we just wanted everything to be as polished and ready to go as possible.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be out here in the next 4 weeks. So,
Yeah, I know how it is because I do music too, and I always want to push it out. I don't care. I don't care
right,
if it's mixed down or not. I just want people to hear it now.
right,
I know what it's
exactly.
like.
Yep, but you got to have a plan. Like you got to have a
Yeah.
plan and then you got to execute it. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, is there any other people you worked with besides Snow the Product that you can talk about?
My first like I considered it my first big feature because it was a verified artist on Instagram and like he came to my city and did numbers here, but Bez Believe, I got a feature from him.
That's
Um
dope.
Yeah, but I've opened for like, you know, YG, Big Boy, Jacquees, um, there's been
So
a lot. Paul
you've
Wall.
been you've been seen by a lot of people then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I have been, and I've been very blessed to have the opportunities that I've had. And, you know, shout out to all the promoters who believed in me, you know, because honestly, like, a lot of stuff runs off numbers. And, you know, back then when I was first performing, like, you
There
know,
was
they,
no numbers.
huh?
There was no numbers
There
when you
was no
first started.
numbers. Exactly. I'm over here like, please buy a ticket, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah, I know how it is.
Yeah. But you know, I've been very blessed to have these opportunities come my way and more to come my way, you
Yeah.
know. So
Since a pandemic happened, because I know you probably had your own vision on the way things were gonna go before the pandemic happened.
yeah.
So like what happened? What kind of roadblocks did it cause, or what kind of opportunities did it present to you?
You know, it was kind of like, okay, so like I told you, 2019, like I felt super accomplished. I swore like 2020, it's my year. Like we're going hard. It's gonna happen. Pandemic happened, and you know,
Tours are canceled, right?
right, you know, and at this point, like it was just so unfortunate, not just for artists, but like everybody. A lot of businesses, like especially here in my city, like have shut down. You know, there's a lot of people that I personally know that were out of work, you know, for a while and were having issues like getting their unemployment, and they were struggling, you know what I mean? So
I still didn't get no stimmy check.
for real,
Where's my stimulus?
that's so funny, man.
I
Like
didn't get
in my
none of it.
yeah,
Nothing.
that's crazy. That's crazy. I know. And you know, like I was hearing like, oh, they're giving out more. They're giving out more. I was like, shit. What?
I don't need their money. I make my own money.
Right. That's how I felt too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but the pandemic, it kind of like it slowed things down on the music side. I mean, I was still recording, I was still writing, you know, I was still engaging with my followers and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I had kind of, you know, not doing shows kind of like gives you more time on your hands. And that's when I was like, how can I grow my following, but also have fun while doing it? Cause like, I don't want to involve myself in anything if it ain't bringing some type of joy to my life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's when me and my manager were like, fuck it. Like, Kelsey, you're goofy as shit. So let's start doing skits. And we started doing skits and working with other like big Instagram followers.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's how I met Gucci Berry.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's something else.
I mean, there's a lot of them that you've associated with,
Yeah.
right?
Yup.
Like
Yup.
airsoft fatty, right?
Yup.
Airsoft,
Tiny
long neck,
Lexi. Yup.
long neck, right? Yeah,
Yup.
that tiny girl. Yeah.
Yup.
Um, there's a
Yup.
lot of them.
Yeah, you know, and it's been fun, and I can't lie, like it has gotten me more exposure because people are like, who is this bitch? Like,
Yeah.
so yeah,
That's what I said when I seen the video with the with all the big dudes running together in the Barbie. Like, I was like, who the hell is that? So
so,
then then I looked into your background, I looked into your music and all that, and
yeah,
then I got in touch with my boy Bugsy. Give a shout
right,
out to Bugsy.
right. Shout out to
Um,
Bugsy.
yeah,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yo, let's get her on, man." And he's the one that really pushed this. I didn't think it was gonna be possible.
Well, I mean, I'm glad it happened, you know, and I'm
Yeah,
thankful for the conversations that I had with him too. Like, I
yeah,
really needed that. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, you know, like I got into the skits. I was doing a little bit of modeling, like did the Maxim magazine thing, Ink magazine.
That's big. Maxim magazine, that's big.
I didn't like it was a contest. It wasn't like anything, you know what I mean? So
You're still in it, right? You're still in the magazine?
Yeah, and I honestly made it farther than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
So, but I just try to take advantage of every opportunity that comes my way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't want to be confined to this like little box, you know. Music's always like the main focus for me, but like there's plenty of ways to grow your brand, and there's plenty of ways to grow your brand while enjoying growing your brand. You know, it doesn't all have to be a rough road. So, yeah.
I mean, the way I got into this is I used to be a gang member on the streets. I used to go to prison a lot, in and out of prison. I like just getting in trouble, maybe. I don't know. I just liked it. And
you sound like my brother.
I just liked the adrenaline and all that. So when the pandemic I got clean before that. About 3 years ago, I got sober. And
well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, alcohol was crazy. My ex-girlfriend passed away, and there were just some crazy bad things. But so the pandemic happened, and I was at a decision. Like I was like, I'm gonna either go back to the streets and do what I used to do, or I'm gonna try something different. So I like the mafia, so I got in touch with all these ex-mafia guys, and they hit me back. So I've been interviewing them ever since. Like I started doing this around February, and I've just been doing it ever since, and it's just getting bigger and bigger.
Right. And it seems like you keep pretty busy, because like us trying to arrange interviews, like between your schedule, my schedule, like, but that's good though.
I had an interview right before you with a guy with life without parole. He killed 3 people.
Oh wow.
Like I do variety of people. I like to interview people that have a dark past and have changed their life, and they have a bright spot in their future. You know what I mean?
Right. I do. And I'm glad that you do that, because, that really inspires other people, especially people like myself, because like I can relate to shit like that. You know what I mean? I personally haven't, did a whole lot of dirt, but a lot of people around me have. And, just like you said, like things like people change, things change, like,
So there's probably a young girl out there. I have a 16-year-old daughter too. She's going through her own little situation right now. But what would you say for the little girl out there who wants to be a singer and they keep getting knocked down? What would be your advice for that little girl?
Do not give up. Do not give up. One thing I can tell you is you really have to envision yourself, seeing yourself in the future and what you're doing. I am a wholehearted believer in like, if you believe it, you can achieve it type of thing. It sounds so cliche, but it's so true. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to believe in yourself too. You have to believe in yourself, because this game can get ruthless. And there's going to be, especially with social media these days, like, so to young girls, like, always stay true to who you are, and make sure that, along the way, like, you hold your head high and you go for exactly what you want. You do not settle for anything less. Like, you deserve it, you are worth it, and you are capable of doing anything that you want with your life.
I tell people, don't dream your dreams, live your dreams.
Yes.
Like I wanted to do this and I'm doing it. I'm not letting anyone stop me. People are like, oh yeah, they're not gonna get in touch with you. You can't do that. You shouldn't do it no more. I'm like, I don't listen to anyone. I'm just gonna keep doing me.
You can't. You gotta keep going, I mean, even some of the greatest, even some of the greatest artists of all time, they had doubters, like, and now they're goats, it's like, you just gotta keep going.
What are your plans for the future?
So You know, right now I'm an independent artist. I like being an independent artist. You know, if
Mhm.
the right you know, offer came to the table, it would be discussed. But, you know, my plans for the future, I got a lot of long-term goals. You know, I just really want to keep growing the crowds, growing the numbers, sharing my story with more people.
Mhm.
That's obviously the ultimate goal, but I just really want to inspire people to do what they want to do with their lives. I feel like a lot of people settle,
Yeah.
and you know, it shouldn't have to be that way. So, I want to
Yeah.
inspire people to do exactly what they want to do with their lives.
Like you were saying, you took that chance to take a chance at what you wanted to do.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a lot of people won't do that. They're
Well,
like, I'm good with my little job, making my little money, and
right.
that's it.
You know, and honestly, like I could have went to like Lansing Community College and I could have took that route, and you know, I thought about it at one point, but it's like this is what I want to do. This is, and I am going to be something great. I am great, you
Yeah,
know, and I know that. So I'm going to go for it. But
definitely.
yeah. Yep.
So, do you have music out there that people can find?
I do, you know, if you just go YouTube Kelsey Lynn, all of my videos will pop up. Follow me on Spotify, you know, Apple Music, Amazon Music. I got a song called Real Bitches Do Real Things. We're labeling it RBDRT, you know, to shorten it up a little bit because I know that's a whole fucking mouthful. But um, you know, that's like gonna be the leading single off my album. And this is my first album, so I'm super excited to share it with everybody. Like I said, it's gonna be dropping in a couple weeks. So
Yeah, let me know.
everybody
I'll
follow me
share it,
on
and
Instagram.
I'll have you back on after you have your album out, and maybe we can
Hell
get
yeah.
some more views.
Yep.
And so is there anyone you want to give shout out to before we go?
First of all, I want to give a shout out to you and to
Thank you.
Bugsy for even connecting this whole thing. You know, I appreciate the opportunity, and you know, my manager as well because he's helped me get through a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
And you know, he's kind of chasing this dream with me. Um and I want to just shout out like everybody who's out here chasing their dreams and
yeah,
really going for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I want to give a shout out to J Dubs and Bugsy, man. Thank you for inspiring me to do more of this, you know. And make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so you can get my videos every time they drop. I'll see you next time, man.